is not going to work.
Come on, Aubrey.
It doesn't make sense because you're just going to be there.
We're
I'm just really close. You're just really close to me.
Hello. Hope you guys are well. We're enjoying the fact we've got multiple cameras. Hey. It's been a good week. I've been looking forward to this.
It looks so weird in this one, just going. He's probably
Right,
bad at this.
let's just jump straight into this. No, I'm not editing that. I want the world to see just what I have to put up with. It's a very important thing. Yeah, I think this is episode 5 now. So 3 has just gone up. So I hope you're enjoying that. We're
I just have to work out in my head. I've not seen 3. But...
We're filming a little ahead. It's fine. We're in the future. Don't worry about it. I don't think... apart from... Yes, I got Fiona's Twitter handle wrong on the overlay, so check out the correct one. It's correct on all the comments and videos and Twitter actual tweets, whatever they call them.
I'm leaving.
Tweets.
I don't know.
Social medias.
Yeah, totally. So they're all correct. Just ignore the overlay of videos 1 and 2.
I'm sure that's my only stream of revenue. People just clicking on that.
So otherwise, I don't think there's anything else to say. So let's just jump straight in.
We could say sorry, Fiona.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'll let it pass this one. I want natural 20s from me on.
Right.
Session.
Last episode, after surviving the carnage and horrific early morning that was the battle for the Athena, the party rested and went out onto the deck during the sort of early to mid-morning. You checked on various things, you spoke with Captain Grumac, who eventually enlisted your help in a mission to venture on to the Beggar's Bowl, this horrible sounding island fortress, sort of naturally occurring crater thing that generally is deemed to be a bit of a no-go zone, no real civilization, no real trading use for it. But here we are, damaged ship on the island. You were given a list of things to do and a list of information from Captain Grumac's personal little book of knowledge.
List of information, fuck all.
Exactly. And on a mini rowing boat, and with the knowledge that the Athena would be ready in the evening 2 nights from that day and would be leaving 3 nights at sunset, you were sent onto the island to obtain what resources and help that you could. After making your way up, you climbed up fairly successfully actually. Between you got to the top and into the bowl where you saw this island of trees and swamps and very steep cliff faces, and armed with the knowledge of 3 potential hostilities, tribes, call them what you will, of ogres, cat things and lizard creatures. The book was very imprecise on these sort of things. You ventured into the bowl where, after sort of an hour or two's wanderings, as it was hitting probably sort of 2-3 in the afternoon, you came across 2 wandering ogres. After a sort of standoff between Theren and the ogres, supported ably by Blue. I think at that point Aubrey was still hidden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You managed very successfully to gain, if not their confidence, then their respect. They weren't going to initially attack you, and after a little bit of sort of to and fro, you agreed to go on a hunt for a crocodile with them.
Woo.
As a way of showing your strength. It seemed like if you killed a crocodile and helped them return it to their clan, that they would introduce you to the leader. So far, that's all you know. Mm-hmm. So we left last time when the party, you had just emerged, Aubrey. There was a sort of second where the ogres, very confused by the presence of third person previously confused, just hidden
awareness.
Up to this point. It's, what's going on here? It's sort of, but then very quickly interrupted by the fact that Blue, over to the left, you spot in the nick of time what appears to be just the disappearing sort of movement of a scaled surface, probably about 100 feet into a swamp to the left-hand side. The ogres, seeing this, have charged off and are making their way over. So, at this point, to start the episode, I'd I'd like you all to roll initiative, please.
Oh.
We shall see what happens. As we go on a croc fight.
You hit the side, right? No.
Okay.
Wow, that was not
Yeah,
great.
that's the
So-
only time I've got more initiative than the two of you.
I know.
That's quite
Good, we'll go around to the other way this time. So, Aubrey,
That is a 7.
a 7. We'll go for Theren.
Flat 10.
Flat 10. And blue.
5.
5 for blue. Okay.
Oh, but that's
So-
just one above 13.
It's fine. Cries.
Blue's
Now you know.
skills of
Now you
numeracy.
know. So, in front of you, you see, you've been travelling sort of on top of roots and branches and on any firm ground you can get. All around you are just sort of bogs and puddles where the ground disappears. Anything from a couple of centimetres to maybe in some cases a feet, 2 feet between roots as to where the ground is sogged all the way through, your feet just sticking to the ground. Every now and then you get a footprint wrong and you have to really jam your feet out. Oh yeah, like proper like wellies in deep mud. The smell as well, every time you disturb the mud, it just, you get this waft of decomposing damp material. It's just, everything is stagnant and just disgusting. But you see in front of you, just, it is my thwack. Every time
I was going to say, you got thwack at
it
Thump.
turns out, so thump is UMB and thwack is THWAK. In my bad writing, they look identical. I don't know, it's just something about the
thump,
AWK.
okay.
That's weirdly impressive, you know.
And
Right.
racist.
So,
Oh, well, Ogre's just the same, aren't they? Is that it?
yeah.
Ogre's
Thwack.
like
Charging ahead of the group. I found one! Quick, behind me! And he sort of randomly just starts charging forward. You see about 30 feet ahead of you all, off where I'd say path. It's not really a path, just sort of a line of sure-footedness. Through this bog, he just starts ripping himself through some bushes. And what you see in front of you is a bigger tree. So the trees all around are fairly large. This one's fairly big. This is probably about 100 feet tall, branches that come out as wide as that again.
Oh dear.
An island in the middle of what is effectively a boggy lake. You reckon probably about 50 foot wide and 30 feet across. You see it charging forward into this thicket, and Theren, you're the first to react. So you reckon you're probably about sort of 20 feet behind Thump, and you are about 40 feet behind Thwack. What would you like to do?
Is Thwack in the water at this point?
You think he's just about getting to the edge of it.
Right, okay.
So there's probably about 40 feet between you and him,
Right.
another 10 feet to the water, and then another 50 feet to where this movement is. You haven't quite seen so far.
Okay, then I would like to draw my crossbow, move my entire distance close to the water.
Yeah. So you can get about 15 feet forward through this horribly disgusting sort of swamp as you're getting your feet.
Can I see any sort of crocodiles or anything?
Make me perception check with disadvantage if you want to do this as a quick in combat thing.
Oh.
Well, it's not good. It's 3.
No, you don't. You think you have an idea of where Blue has spotted this creature, but you're not sure.
Great. Then I will use the rest of my action to dash. So I will end my turn 10 feet away from the edge, please.
Okay, so you make your way forward. You're about 30 feet, so you've got about 10 in front. So yeah, you get to the edge. Yeah, so
Great math you got there.
that's fine.
Oh.
It's very good. As you get to the edge, the bushes and the foliage starts disappearing from in front of you, and this expanse, this hole in the swamp appears, and you can now see this lake. And in front of you, it's difficult to gauge because it just looks like a carpet of scales, this sort of dark green, muddy creature wrapped around this middle island. Just for the second, it's very difficult to get a bead on it. You can't quite place it until it starts to move, and you realise that it's almost like a snake, this sort of 10-foot snake
Shit.
that sort of rips around.
You are so close to it.
And you're sort of thinking, oh, this is an unusual thing. There's this sort of snake on Middle Island, until you see wrapping around the other side of the tree these jaws, this head, probably about 6 to 7 feet long, of this crocodile face, sort of staring out at the commotion. Sort of grumbling noise from it.
Then, before I end my turn, I would like to sort of stare up at the thing a bit wide-eyed and go, there is a very, very large snake here. Everyone maybe do be careful.
Okay. Going down to the creature. It moves forward, and now you see coming around the edge of the tree a clawed hand, and another one as this crocodile pulls itself out. Now that it starts moving, the tail disappears behind the tree, following this line round. You suddenly estimate this thing is probably 25 feet long.
Oh my god.
As you look at it, as it starts hissing and just throws itself into the water, you see splashes as this thing comes into the lake, and then nothing.
Oh no. Oh, it's me. Oh no, even worse. Alright, so I'm quite far behind these guys. I'm about. So are we all sort of like, you say, 20 feet from.
So you were about 40 feet. Well, no, you were about 30 feet away from the lake, and the lake was about 50 feet between where the crocodile was and the lake.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah, I would like to use my movement to get as close as I can. Presumably that's down to 15 foot because of the difficult terrain. I'm then going to get out my javelin and hold my action just in case anything attacks Theren. I will throw the javelin at it.
Okay, throw the javelin if anything attacks Theren.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, we're now down to blue.
Thwack and Thump not moved?
They are moving forward. At this point, you've got Thwack, who is pretty much by the water, so alongside where Theren is.
Okay.
And you've got Thump, who is about 20 feet behind.
Okay. Right, I will sneak in behind... Was it Thwack who was already at the shore?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get about 15 feet to him, so there's about 15
Movement
feet
and action
for
to dash.
dash,
to
so you
next
can
to
get to the shoreline and behind him, yeah? Perfect.
Is that it? Oh,
Great.
no.
Thump as well. Where has he gone? Ah! And he gets his club and sort of goes to the water's edge and just splash and just smacks it into the water. And you see this huge splash come out as he just starts whacking this water. And actually the force of this long, probably 5-foot club, like a golf swing, hitting the water, just erupting buckets worth of water off to the side. But there doesn't appear to be anything else going on. Thwack, alongside him, starts doing exactly the same thing, but this time he takes a javelin out, sort of from his sort of belt, and just and throws it towards the lake. He's going to see if he can skewer the thing. But this thing just sails into this lake. You see the javelin splash as it hits, and to no avail. The Thwack sort of goes, what's going on? Where is he?
Oh god, we're the A
team.
Theren, what would you like to do?
It's submerged, isn't it?
You don't see it.
Oh.
Nope. Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
One of you must have some magic.
Yeah, just I've got to see it to be able to do anything.
You can start vision showing you could penetrate the water at this rate.
That's how it works. It's
Yeah,
X-ray
that's-
vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like murky shades of grey.
Well, half elf, not a superhero. Okay, right.
Theren, you're
So
my
it's
superhero.
oh, he's too young for
Yeah,
you. Put
I
it
know.
back in your pants. Right. It's gone under the water.
Yeah.
You're right.
It dived into the water maybe 50 feet away from the bank you're on and has disappeared.
Great. Okay. Right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my crossbow away, No. I'm not going to pull.
It's gone, guys.
Yeah.
Don't need to
Stop,
worry.
let's go on. I am going to hold my ground and I want to hold my action for when it comes out of the water to fire at it.
Okay, fair enough. So it stood alongside Thwack.
Yep.
Perfect.
Maybe just a little bit behind him so I don't get covered in water and he's a good meat shield.
5 feet back.
Yeah, let's do that.
Perfect. That's good to know. There seems to be just sort of this eerie silence as you can just see Thump just constantly smashing the water with his club. And just at the last minute, you just see sort of the ripple movement as this crocodile leaps out of the water. You see on its hind legs the kick of its tail as it launches itself about 10 feet into the air and attempts to grab Thump on the side of the water, making all of this noise. So he doesn't appear to have seen it coming. And you just see this crocodile just latch its jaws on. So it hits him.
Would I have the chance to shoot it?
You will do in a sec, yep. So that's just.
Got to deal his damage to the silver here first.
I've got to do my NPC
Gotta mess the
damage.
thing up first.
Yeah.
I just need some more D10s. Hang on, right.
More D10s? Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh no. That sounds not a nice thing.
You see the crocodile launch out of the lake and latch round Thump's leg, just the jaws making even this ogre, this sort of 11, 12 feet tall, just wrapping around its leg and crunching and getting purchase. You see as suddenly there's a sort of kick from the crocodile as it starts trying to pull him back in. So Thump is going to try and resist that. And actually manages to sort of drop his club, go, get off me, and just grabs this crocodile around basically round its jaws and starts pulling and manages to just about rip its leg away as this crocodile hisses. And you see its tail whip around, smacking towards the other person on the shore, the ogre. So before that, you get your crossbow, fire off, so roll for attack.
Oh, that's 9.
9, unfortunately.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, sorry.
It's super surprised.
So, the crossfire bolt just, it actually thunks into the crocodile's hide and just bounces off. He just hits on a big fat bolt, big fat sort of scale right on its sort of abdomen. The tail whips around and attacks to hit Thwack again. Didn't see it coming, so that's going to hit. And this time you need some D8s. Oh, that's not too. Oh, 2 1s. Wow. Okay. And again, this tail just sort of skirts around and almost gets the water more than it gets the ogre. But again, just whips round and smacks him across the chest. He sort of recoils and sort of pulling his club back from the ground as he rears himself to attack again. Aubrey.
Right.
So you are now kind of on the shoreline, weren't you?
I think I was at 15 feet back.
15 feet back. So you can see this crocodile now has emerged on the side of this lake, attacking these 2 ogres who are sort of across it.
Excellent. So, movement all the way up to the crocodile. So, 15 feet. Bonus action, rage out.
Yeah, perfect.
And then, obviously, pling, javelin away, get out, trusty, great axe, straight on it, reckless attack.
Reckless attack, wonderful. Now,
It's like A, B, C. Dead.
your rage does something slightly different from your
It does! Oh! Sorry, got really excited.
Level 3, level 3, level 3.
How would you describe what
sorry, I
happens?
have to remember what happens. Sorry, I got so excited. Okay.
Sometimes you play a spellcaster, right? And you have 101 things to remember. Other times you play a barbarian.
I never remember
and you have
anything.
3 things to remember.
I never remember. Okay, so basically what happens, just I think it's like slow-mo, so like that bit in Wonder Woman, which is in No Man's Land, sort of through and through, and as she goes getting out the great axe, just something almost lightning starts going up and down the axe, and it shoots out at the crocodile just before I hit it. And I need to look what it does.
So you see Aubrey just this rage of this battle scream as her eyes almost light up with lightning that sort of, you can just see the static and this sort of thunderous booming noise sort of occur as the axe is raised, lightning and flashing and rippling off it. as she comes towards the
Yeah,
crocodile.
She's Thor.
Crocodile needs to do a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity
13
saving
to
throw.
beat.
That's a 17.
That's fine. Half damage. That's fine.
Unfortunately, this arc of lightning shoots off Aubrey, but just connects with the
that's
water
a
just
one.
in front. It almost like insulates the sort of impact of the lightning as it skips across the water.
So 1 damage
So
completely. That's all that I had.
1 damage for the lightning.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Yep, and that's it. And then reckless attack it with my great
Hey,
axe.
it all helps. All adds up.
1. So reckless attacks.
You got this.
Advantage. That's thank God. 13 plus I always forget this. 6. So 19.
Hits.
Excellent.
This time, seeing Theren sort of attack and watch the bolts sort of bounce off the thick hide of this creature, you don't even bother aiming, you just smash straight through it.
Okay, that's 10 plus 4 plus 2, so 16 slashing damage.
16
Nice.
slashing damage. The axe makes brutal contact with this thing. You can see scales fly off the side of it. You don't quite get the impact you want. The
That's
sort of almost whipping lizard snake-like movement of this creature just whips round and sort of hits the axe off it, but you get a decent blow on it.
Nice.
So that's your movement, your bonus, and your action. So
Okay.
you are right by the shoreline.
Yep, reckless attack, I get advantage against me in future attacks. Just so you know.
Don't you worry.
I know. I remember the negative stuff. I just don't remember all the positive stuff.
It's true. Blue, you are stood just behind Thwack at this point. You've seen this crocodile launch itself up. You're drenched in water, just sort of getting it out your eyes briefly as you sort of go, and this thing is massive. You recognise it's sort of like reptilian scales. It's not dissimilar to your own, but this thing is just, it dwarfs you.
Okay. If I move out the way, will it be able to take a swipe at me?
You can certainly try. You are on the shoreline with it. It doesn't seem to
Okay.
be focused on you right now.
No, I'm gonna hit it.
Oh, no, you were just behind. You were just behind Thwack. You weren't
Yeah.
on the shoreline, so
Okay.
that's fine. No, I will say you have 5 feet between you.
I'm gonna move 15 feet away.
Okay, so you can go 20 feet back. Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's fine.
use Vicious Mockery. So you've got to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay, that is a 14.
It is 14. So does it pass?
He passes, unfortunately.
Okay, never mind.
Never
I
mind.
go. Come back to me.
You feel the magic build, and you just, oh my god, it's huge! Ah! And you don't quite get the impact that you want. Again, it's less of panic and as much of it as you're just trying to get some sort of mental connection with this creature. And this creature just doesn't have the same, its mind is just rage and animalistic instinct. She just doesn't quite.
Yeah, it probably doesn't speak common,
So,
but that doesn't matter.
down to
That's
Thump. Thump with this thing round its leg, gets its club and goes, bad crocodile! Boom, and tries to smack it with its club with a natural 20.
Oh!
Nice.
Good on you, Thwack.
I was going to give him bonus inspiration, but not needed.
16, 28, 32 damage. Wow.
Oh!
Okay.
18.
This ogre just gets its club and cracks. You see the crocodile, its head just buckles back as this thing launches onto the top of its head. You see just this immediate welt of sort of reptilian blood and bruised area suddenly puff up. And the crocodile whips up and is just like frantically spinning around and trying to find its next target.
Gnarly.
There.
How is this thing looking?
Give me a nature check.
Is this going to count as a bonus action, or is this just me looking at it?
You're not attacking. You're just gonna let it go.
No, I would say you can make a nature check. That's fine. What I'm doing is I'm being strict on perception checks because what it does is it brings stealth into the game a little bit more.
Right.
So normally in regular D&D, if you want to make a perception check during combat, it's an action. What I'm saying is if you want to make a fleeting perception check, then that would be your bonus action, and otherwise it's your passive perception you use in combat.
11.
11. You can see several big hits have impacted on this creature. It has a very frenzied attitude to it, but it's difficult to pin whether or not it's injured or gravely injured at this point.
Alright then, screw it. I put my crossbow away, draw my sword and shield, and I want to point my sword at it
Yeah.
and say, I am Perith's avatar, and I demand your death. And I'm going to use Vow of Enmity. So
Okay.
for the next minute, I have an advantage on all attack rolls.
Perfect.
Whoa!
You size this thing up.
It's really good, this thing that happened to me.
You imagine just all of the destruction and death and pain this creature could cause, and it just that divine spark in you inflates, and you just this has got to die.
Right.
Good thing. Come on. Better.
That's going to be a 14.
Just hits.
Oh!
Wait, okay, right.
Oh!
DC 14.
Okay, great.
Wow.
Okay, so, and I'm going to burn a spell slot.
Yep.
And I'm going to Divine Smite it too.
Okay.
Straight.
Roll it on out.
Right, so I've got one of those down, and that will
Lightsaber
be...
that fool.
Right, so
Now
that's...
burgers. Let's go.
D8... Okay, hold on.
Burgers.
There we go.
Oh, 7.
Really got to hold on because now the dice is on the floor. Ah,
11, 13, 15 damage.
15 damage. The sword gets a decent connection, and again you strike through this creature, getting a good sort of 5-6 inch cut along this thing, and just as the sword leaves, the flames, divine energy just burn through this thing as it rears up. Sorry, how much was that?
15.
15.
Holy shit.
And again, this creature rears in pain and looking around. So it's your action, your bonus. You're going to move, or are you staying put? Staying put. Great.
Me not moving.
Nope.
Wonderful.
Move.
The crocodile just in a furied sort of trance right now. It's probably, what would it do? Let's see what it would do. Let's see if a 2 intelligence creature can. No, it wouldn't. It would just act on animal instinct, and
Be the crocodile, Ryan.
it's going to go for the easiest target. And the easiest target, unfortunately, Aubrey, is you
That's
because
fine.
you recklessly
Yep.
attack. So this creature rears round and its jaws come hurtling at you. Does a 26 hit you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think there's anyone here that doesn't hit.
Speak for yourself. Yeah,
no.
right.
No,
Yep,
unfortunately
that's
not.
fine. Let's go for it.
Where's my dice at?
Bring it
Right,
up.
there we go.
Remember
Bring it.
So you take 19 points of damage as this thing, so then you halve it to 9.
Good.
So
I was just like, that's
as these jaws, you find yourself almost smothered in the jaws as they get not only both of your legs, but most of your torso as well, as you find yourself. I'd also like, well, you are now actually grappled.
Yep.
You are grappled.
Yep, that's fine.
So its tail is going to whip out and strike at the ogre that had done the most damage to it. So that's going to happen, and that he actually does still hit, even with that roll. So let's just quickly do this. That was 11. So we'll just do that. Okay, again, poor thump, just on the side, just takes another thwack.
No, it doesn't.
The jaw marks on the legs. Yeah, thump takes a thwack. Thwack's like, why didn't I just bump him? It's all very confusing right now. As the crocodile drags you into the water.
Oh no!
So,
Not good.
anybody stood next to him is going to get an attack of opportunity. So that's you and the 2 ogres.
Which
So the-
still should be advantage.
Come on.
So the ogre.
Come on. Come on. Oh, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
The ogre, a natural 1
Oh.
and 13. So neither of the ogres
Oh my
hit,
god.
unfortunately. So
Not a natural 20, but 20.
yeah, you
Yeah.
hit. Perfect.
And that's 8.
8. Okay, 8 damage. As this crocodile disappears into the water with Aubrey, just this crackling energy sort of disappear into the water, you manage to just like clip the leg, and again leave this horrible wound on its leg that now is almost gone limp underneath it as this thing almost slides into the water, rolls into it as much as it sort of, and it's got this horrible, again, reptilian like twist as it just twists itself out and into the water, but you see unfortunately Aubrey disappear underneath with it.
He got good constitution.
It is now your go.
It is.
The cold and the stench hits you, and suddenly you can't see anything as you're dragged 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet underwater as this thing drags you under.
I would like to activate my Storm Aura again because I can do it on each of my turns.
Yes.
So what have I got to do?
Same thing against a dexterity saving throw,
Dexterity.
13. Technically, because I'm in its mouth,
Yes.
would you say it's disadvantage?
I will give it disadvantage.
Thank you.
I will give it disadvantage. That's 2 12s, that's 11.
Yeah, 13. So
Perfect.
it's
Great.
1d6. Oh my god! That's a 1 lightning damage.
Damage.
Actually, the
You can feel the crackling energy burning against the inside of its mouth as it drags you under.
Yep. I can't do anything else. I guess.
You're grappled.
Yes.
So
I can use my
your
action
speed
to
is
break
0.
free. Yep.
You can you can basically use your action to try and break free.
Mhm.
And whilst you're grappled, no, you can still attack and everything. It's just you're grappled in its mouth.
I want to get out of there, so I want to break free.
Okay, that'll be a strength check.
I want to break
And I get this
free.
advantage
You
because
do
of my
because
range.
you're raging.
Sweet. So is that just a straight strength then, or strength? Yeah. Okay. This first one is 15. 15.
15. You try and pull this thing away,
no!
and you're just moving, and it clamps on you again and again. That pain, just mild numbed pain as its jaws lock around you. You
Fine.
can't escape
Can't
from
escape.
it, unfortunately.
No worries, that's fine.
Blue.
So they're both still underwater.
Yeah.
Did I see a flash of lightning?
You can see just the
Some
water
dead
is
fish.
frothing, bubbles, lightning, splashes. It just is carnage down there. It's this creature. It's desperately trying to fight with Aubrey under the
Okay.
water.
I will rush closer and probably with some kind of penalty we'll go, we're gonna make so many handbags out of you! And cast Vicious Mockery again. So
Okay.
make a wisdom saving throw and you get some
So-
kind of advantage.
It is underwater, and when you cast spells, because I had to check this, when you have to be able to see the target. So, for
Okay.
instance, if you know there's a wall 10 feet in front of you, you can't cast a fireball behind the wall, for
Yeah.
instance. But it's swampy, disturbed water. You might be able to see it, but I will need a perception check. And because you're doing it in combat without taking your time,
Oh, come
it's
on.
a bonus action. If you want to, it would be at disadvantage.
Oh, that's alright. 16 and
17.
Yeah.
You get a lock. You see this thing writhing under the water. So, Vicious Mockery. So, what was the save?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. It's an 11 this time.
Ah, sweet! Get
Yeah, mock it to death.
Meaty D4 out. 2.
2
Don't
points of
take
damage.
that.
Again,
Yeah!
that's your vicious. And again, as you say
MVP.
the words, you feel like what you're saying, it's not just saying it in your common tongue. These words almost reverberate in this sort of bestial form that you see. You would hear coming out of Blue's mouth. The words do not sound common. They sound twisted and animalistic. Exactly. You don't see any reaction, but Blue, you feel just this thing taking attention, sort of picking up on your words.
And it has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
Perfect. Thump stood on the shore, just sort of nursing several injuries, sort of sits back a little bit and goes, "Ugh, where's it gone? Oh! Thwack, you get it! And he just literally starts wandering away from the lake, just sort of squidging through.
Coward!
Exactly.
He didn't even hit it properly.
You got 30 something.
Okay, that one, yeah.
Okay, I should mention you would have had to have gone to the side of the lake.
Yeah, I was moving
That's
towards
fine.
it, yeah.
Perfect.
Moving as far as I can
Whack, though less injured, takes another javelin and it's trying to spot it.
No.
Nope. And again, just throws this thing, and you see it sail under the water. And there's a moment where he's like, "Huh?" And he gets another one as he's sort of like umming and ahhing as to whether he's going to jump in with this thing, but he's not particularly interested. It's now gone from his sight. Theren, again, you can see this turbulence in the water in front of you.
Oh my god.
This is excellent.
How...
Could not come better.
Why is it always you?
That's just what it
She's
is.
the one that can
How
survive
far
it.
away is it?
That's true.
It's difficult to say. It's under the water and it's out of visible, like easy visible sight. So it's gone a certain distance down. You've seen the crocodile move 50 feet in sort of from one bank to the other, but now it's got Aubrey in its jaws, so you don't know how that would affect its movement. But
I don't know what you're implying about Aubrey there, but
I'm
I do
implying
not
that
like your
Aubrey
tone.
is literally lit up in lightning and trying to fight this thing.
Okay,
She's a big girl.
I want to sheathe my sword,
Yeah.
pull out my crossbow, reload it, and I want to call out to everyone still fighting on the bank.
Yeah.
Shoot it the minute it comes up. And I'm going to hold my action for when it comes above the water, and then I'm going to fire at it.
Okay. Fantastic.
Because if I go in after you,
Yeah.
I'm wearing chainmail, I'll just sink. It won't be heroic.
I'm coming!
I did not think this through.
Aubrey, you find yourself being twisted and turned, like almost like a sort of, when a dog gets something in its jaws and it's thrashing around. So you get pulled from one side as you're being dragged further, and the further in, you feel your ears start to pop with the pressure as you get deeper and deeper, and these jaws clench around you
With
even
disadvantage.
tighter.
What?
Disadvantage.
Oh yes,
It's disadvantage.
But then
You didn't
advantage.
reckless attack, but it's got advantage
Right,
because...
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm in its
It's
mouth
just about-
technically, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I say that, sorry, you are not grappled. Oh no, you're also restrained. This is where there's different rules in this, and it gets very
I'm just
confusing.
assuming I'm in its mouth.
So actually, no, you would have got disadvantage in dexterity because they're restraining and that sort of thing. But anyway, it's got attacks at advantage against you, so they cancel out, so it only has a regular attack.
Okay.
Nice.
You don't know,
Thank you,
it's
Sam.
my
Thank you, Sam.
help. That is 15.
Oh, it just hit! Yeah,
It
that's my armor
didn't
class.
help.
7 plus 8.
Oh.
That's just...
That's fine. Go for
Okay,
it.
again, you feel like you're fighting against, and it just gets a lock on you and crunches down even further as you...
no.
it's-
Yep, what am I getting?
I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. 3. That's not bad, actually. It could be worse. Another 12 points, so half to 6.
Alright, fine. Still
As this
fine.
crocodile takes a bigger grip on you as you feel yourself being pulled further and further under the water.
Okay.
It is now your go.
Okay, same thing again. So, Storm's Aura.
Dexterity saving throw, and I will get the disadvantage because I think that should go both ways.
Yep.
That's totally fair. So that's 7.
Yeah. Right, come on. Let's
That.
get better than one.
Oh my god.
That's 3 ones
This
in a row.
actually shouldn't be possible.
Should you use a different dice? And again, as the burning sort of hits it, you feel this thing. It's responding against the lightning as it reflexes painfully away from it. You feel like this thing is really fighting now.
Oh my god.
But do I attack it or do I just try to... You know what, yeah, I'm just going to attack it.
So
At
you are
disadvantage,
restrained, so
Yep.
it would be at disadvantage unless you reckless, in which case it would be a regular attack.
Well, that's... Oh, what?
I mean, it's got you in its mouth.
It has got me in its
You
mouth.
can do that either way you want.
Yeah, reckless attack it.
Reckless
Do it.
attack.
So just one
Do
straight.
it.
That is a 11. No.
An 11 to hit. No, you swing the axe and your arm
Yeah.
catches the side of its mouth
Yeah.
before it hits impact.
Yeah.
And you just feel yourself being dragged further and further down.
I'm not just annoying it. Just like, go for...
Blue. The visible distance, disturbance on the water is now becoming less and less. You can still feel it moving about, and the silt and the dirt has really obscured any visibility in this water, but you can try.
Gee, okay. I am going to... Can I just check something really quickly out? So I'm going to get
Yes,
to
you
the
can.
side of the shore, get out my hurdy-gurdy,
Okay.
start playing it, and you see a slight glow on the wheel, and a piece of fleece on my sash begins to glow, and I'm going to cast Silent Image to create a much tastier treat in the water.
In the water. Okay.
Does that work?
No, fantastic. What's the range? What's the
No.
range on?
60 feet.
60 feet. So you think you could get it sort of reasonably close to where the crocodile is?
I'm gonna make something really tasty, like a 15-foot cube of chicken or something. Just like no, that wouldn't be a natural thing. What do they normally eat? It's a swamp. Roasted
humans?
ogre, like really tasty. It's got
One of the ogres just floating in the water,
It's got an
dead.
apple in its mouth. It's kind of got like a nice bit of parsley around it, and it's just kind of smiling and looking
Okay.
good.
Okay, fair enough.
it's not
Yeah,
being like
that's what you do.
those
You
female versions
get
of it.
this image sort of glowing in the water.
Make it look
sort of
tasty.
Yeah, do it.
Steam trails.
Why don't you? Actually, no, you don't need to make a check. It's just kind of is an image, right? So no, that's fine. Perfect.
And if you take an action to inspect it,
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Do you mind if I have a quick look see at that?
Take all his
She's printed
spells.
it out so nicely. Look at that.
So cute.
Wonderful. It's only visual. Blah, 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 blah.
It's like that end of Terminator 2. That's just going
Right.
down.
Perfect. Okay, so on its turn, it'll get to make an investigation check to
Okay.
see if it looks at it. Okay.
please be stupid.
Perfect.
Please be stupid.
Thwack, by this point, has got about 40 feet away, has found a particularly nice looking tree stump that just groans under it as his arse hits it, its arse cheeks just melting around the side of this stump as he starts like picking at like loose flesh around with what is this? And just grabbing dirt, like horrible silty mud, and just starts plastering it all over these wounds. Thump, no, that was Thump's thwack on the side. He's sort of looking at it. He's going to try and see it again. So just at this point, doesn't even bother trying to like throw the javelin. He sort of puts it down, looks around, and goes, "I think we lost it. Oh, that's boring." And he just sort of starts walking off as well. Theren.
This could not have gone better.
I want to try and see it.
So, action or because your passive perception, you can't get a clock on it.
Yeah.
So, if you want to make a perception check, it'd be an action, or a bonus action, disadvantage perception check. I will allow.
I will do bonus for disadvantage.
Do it.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Oh my god, that's two
They're
19s!
both 19, so that's going to be 20.
Oh,
I said it at a 20. That's fair.
oh my god!
You
Yes!
just again, it's not that you see the crocodile, but you see the silt. Very specifically, just as the water moves and churns around, you see like a stream of silt coming down. And you reckon it's probably about 45, 50 feet away and down.
And I still have advantage on it.
Yeah.
Great, okay.
Please
Come
hit
on.
it.
What are you doing, sorry?
I'm going to fire my crossbow at it.
Okay, now, yeah, you can try. Firing the crossbow bolt so far into water
Oh yeah.
is going to slow it down. So it will be at disadvantage, so they'll cancel out. I'll let you have a neutral shot.
Okay.
Because it's still within range. I'm sure someone will tell me 40 feet of water would easily stop a bolt,
I think
but
you're fine.
give it a go.
Oh.
10.
10.
Oh,
You just see this move into the water and you don't know. But no. So if your
Goes past
action...
my head.
That's it, that's all I can do.
Okay.
Come into the water,
I
it's
feel like-
lovely.
Unfortunately, you know what's
That's fine, that's
about
great.
to happen.
Bring it.
So
This
again,
tasty looking ogre body.
so
Really tasty.
it will make an investigation check. So that's an intelligence check, which it is not good at. So it's 7. So it doesn't beat your check. So it sees it as a genuine target of food. Problem is that it's got food in its mouth. That
Not tasty!
it's an image. The problem is it's an image. He can see it, but he can't smell or taste it. Which both of these things he can, because Aubrey is in its mouth, probably with injuries.
She's
so what I
all
will
muscle.
say,
She's all muscle. This
It's all
business.
lean.
what I will say,
No, but no. Your logic is
No, it
very
makes sense,
sound.
yeah.
it's an intelligence creature of 2, so it will act on animal instincts, and at the moment, it has Aubrey in its mouth. Now
Fair.
the image is constant. You don't know what would happen once Aubrey is out of its mouth, but at the moment,
I might be out of his mouth very soon.
you don't know.
It's
So
like
it will chomp down.
Chomp down, come on.
Sorry, it's only I did double check, and it doesn't have a
It's
sensory
sensory,
sound.
makes
or-
sense.
It's
fine.
a good idea, and it might still work. You don't know. But anyway, attack with advantage against you. That is an 18 to hit.
It does hit. So it's not natural, so that's alright.
So that's 19, 24 piercing damage.
Ooh.
Again, it really starts to chomp down. It's a 12 rounded down.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Okay. Need to get out
As
of
it
that mouth.
pulls you further, and you feel yourself getting dragged round and across the bottom of the lake. And again, the pressure is really starting to like build up now.
Yep.
It is your go.
Yep, same thing. I am going to Storm Aura.
Okay.
So dexterity.
Dexterity check again.
13.
Disadvantage. Nope.
Sweet. No,
That's
come on.
a 2.
I
You
can't.
can use different dice.
No.
Do you want to use one of mine?
No, we're going to go 3.
It's not a 1.
3, it's not a 1.
Again, you feel yourself, almost at this point, you feel yourself becoming more and more injured as these wounds get deeper and deeper, as you find yourself being crushed, and your sparks of lightning are raging against the inside of this creature. You can feel its mouth beginning to burn and sort of rupture against the impact, but it's a horrible tug of war.
Okay, is this just... I know this is more me metagaming than anything, but how injured did it look before it pulled me into the lake? I guess I don't know.
No.
You
No.
are underwater. You can
Yes.
We can't help you.
Make a nature check with disadvantage because you can't
fine.
see it, but you are in its mouth. So let's see what
So
you can.
Need some dentist work.
I'll let you
With
make the
disadvantage,
check.
that's 19, and that's natural 1, so no.
One. You have no clue.
Okay, fine.
Literally no
It's
clue.
almost like you're underwater.
Fine, I'm just gonna, Hulk out of there, try and get out,
Okay.
Yeah.
Strength check.
which I have advantage on.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 14. And that's a 22.
Yes.
22. This time, with a real concerted underwater scream, bubbles coming out of your mouth, you manage to pull yourself out of its jaws.
Sweet. And can I use that?
That's your action.
Can I use that action to go into movement and shoot above the water just to get away from this thing?
You can, so to swim up.
Yeah.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
you can get to 15 feet
That's
above
fine.
you.
Just try and get it as quick as I can.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, that's fine. It's going to take
it's going to try and make an attack against you with its jaws loose. It
Yep.
rears up and attacks
Yep.
at you underwater,
Go for it.
but not with
Nope,
not
not
with
with
advantage
advantage.
this time.
But we'll find out.
It's a natural 20.
Oh, yeah, go
So
for it.
sorry.
That's alright.
Oh, no. I just got that on the floor.
Those are all ones.
Yeah, doesn't count. It's 5. That doesn't count. So
So we're going to go down, I think. Yeah.
So 28 damage.
Yeah, I'm down. There's no
Halved to 14.
Yeah.
Again,
We
this
got it.
time it chomps and grabs you,
fuck.
and you feel yourself
Yes.
just black out as this thing seizes you and tugs you. And again, all you notice is just its movement as you pass out.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Fair enough.
Blue. You have no idea what's going on down there.
So they're still
Just
underneath.
movement, still underneath.
Okay. Sugar. Okay, so I feel the ogre thing didn't. No, I wouldn't know if it didn't work or not.
You can feel movement down there, but there's no. It's difficult to get a gauge. They're now so deep in and beyond in the lake as well, kind of by the base of the tree, 50 feet away. They're really into the lake right now.
What would be better than a tasty ogre? So I can change the image of it. I could turn it into the sexiest crocodile imaginable.
Okay.
That is just irresistible to all crocodiles, male or female.
Okay.
It's an androgynous.
Make me a nature check.
It's not.
You've got to know what a sexy crocodile is.
I mean, I look at myself and just think on all fours.
With a bikini. That's an 18.
18
18.
plus 17.
17.
Not as sexy as you thought.
You're
Sexy
thinking of
enough.
all of these things that you could make that would attract the crocodile, and every time you keep going, oh no, but if I were it, I just have food. Or maybe, no, I just have food. I just have food, and you just like you can't. You just get this realization that it's an animal. It's probably got food in its mouth.
Okay.
It's going to be difficult to trick.
There's nothing else I can do. I'll just move. No, I can't because it's got food in the mouth. That wouldn't do anything. I'll just try and move closer.
So you're on the edge of the bank. So you'd have to effectively swim to get closer to it.
Yep.
Okay. So you can jump in the water. So you can move about 15 feet with your swim.
Yep.
You are wearing light armor or medium armor? Light armor. Okay, so that's fine. Now you can get there. Would you like to dash or would you like to?
Yep. Just get as close as possible.
Okay, 30 feet across. Do you
I
swing
can't.
down
I
or
can't
on
dash. I can't dash. I use my action to change the illusion.
Well, I let you make the check for
Yeah,
you
you did change it.
as you were thinking about it, so you've still got an action.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can
dash.
still make it a crocodile if you want. but-
Dashing.
Dashing. Okay, 30 feet as you sort of start swimming into the lake. Okay. At this point, the ogres are just retreating and chatting amongst themselves, and comparing wounds and thwacks like, oh, that's nothing! And they switch back into giant and start just sort of making these horrible guttural noises at each other. Theren, you see Blue just, again, the crocodile, the movement is now getting more and more distant. Aubrey hasn't appeared, and you see Blue dive into the water.
I follow them.
Okay,
Oh
now,
my god.
you are wearing heavy armour,
Yes,
so
I
I
am.
would like you to make an athletics check,
Oh
please.
my god.
It's a natural one.
Ooh,
Natural one.
No.
Okay. You dive into the water, so you can move 15 feet towards it. But as you're swimming, you feel yourself sinking, and you just can't fight against the downward movement as you're going forward. So you go 15 feet forwards, but you also go 15 down as you start to sink.
That's fine.
It's your movement. You've still got your action, your bonus action.
Can I see anything?
Well, not at the moment.
He's got dark vision.
No, he does have dark vision. He does have dark
Murky
vision,
water.
but it's silty and viscous and.
Okay, I'm going to use my dash. I'm going to keep going.
Right, you can get another 30 feet, or another 15 feet, so okay, so,
Just at the bottom of the lake.
okay. So, as you feel yourself getting closer to whatever this commotion is, as you're going further and further into the water. Okay. So,
Yeah, they're gonna crunch down on me, isn't it?
he is going to crunch down on you,
Yep.
unfortunately, because that's all he can do.
Yep, that's fine.
So, that's, I think, unfortunately,
That's it.
2 death saving.
2 death saving?
That's
Oh, two.
2 death points.
Yep.
Because it's
That's fine.
also crit.
And it's me.
And then it's your turn.
Oh, no. You guys.
Oh,
You guys.
Oh.
Dead. That's a 4.
oh.
Doing what you loved.
Okay. Fine. So.
Yeah.
Well, the others don't see
Yep,
anything.
that's it.
So, Blue.
Yeah, keep swimming towards it.
Okay. So 45 feet. You feel like now it's sort of almost directly below you.
Okay. Can I see Aubrey or anything?
You feel like you can feel movement below you, but it's difficult to tell where it's coming from. It's below you. You haven't quite got a clock on it.
Okay, I'd swim down.
Okay, fine. So now as you're going down, you're going to dash, or you're probably about 15 feet away from whatever this commotion is.
Just movement then.
Just movement, so about 15 feet away. Yeah,
Yep.
that's fine. So you've got your action still. You've got bonus action.
Okay, bonus action. I will inspire myself, just going, Blue, you can do this. Blue, you can do this.
Okay.
So I give myself D6, and I'll just try and move closer so I can see Aubrey.
Okay, fine, perfect.
I'm going to keep swimming.
Yeah, keep swimming.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, you get to about 15 feet away from whatever this commotion is. Actually, because you're sinking, you feel like you're getting quite close to whatever this sort of bed disturbances, effectively.
Can I see it? Is it...
You can see roughly where it is, but getting a clock on it is really tricky.
How far away am I?
About 15 feet, you reckon? But it's silt and darkness, and even with your eyes underwater, it's tough.
Okay, I'm going to dash and get in range.
Okay, so you keep swimming, and there's suddenly a moment when you feel its movement and weight sort of push the water next to you, and you feel like you are close to it. Okay, so you feel sort of the movement of its tail flick out against you. But that's only 16 to hit. Technically, no, still, even with your AC, you get this sort of thing, and your shield collects the impact, you get knocked back a bit, but you're unscathed. As this creature sort of moves around and actually begins to try and swim away from you. So you will get an attack of opportunity.
Now?
Yeah.
Great, okay. Which is still advantage.
Yeah.
Come on, Theren. Come on.
Oh
No.
my god.
What did you get?
9.
Oh, yeah. So I'm using my
You just swing in the water, but your impact is really slow because of the water. It's sort of this movement. Again, disappears a little bit further into the deep.
How far away?
You reckon it's probably now about 25 feet away.
Fuck. Okay.
I'm alright.
We're not alright!
Just make my new character over here. Boy, me boys.
Resurrect quest.
On an island.
You never know.
Blue.
Blue, swim to where I think Aubrey is.
Okay, so you swim. Again, you sort of feel Theren now alongside you, but it sort of has disappeared off and is swimming away, but you can feel its turbulence. It's about 25 feet away from you.
I don't have anything ranged, really. I could do a vicious mockery.
Yeah. Now that it's moving, you can feel the trace, so yeah, so that's fine. So
Wisdom saving throw.
it's a 19.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Sorry. I'm
That
sorry.
crocodile ate me.
I know. Again, just underwater, you can't quite muster the power. I'm back to Theren.
Has it let go of Aubrey?
You haven't sent her.
Okay, then I'm gonna just dash after it and get within melee range again.
Okay, you can. You swim up, and eventually you get next to it again. Again, its tail is going to flick out at you.
That's fine.
But you're actually no bonus actions.
I've got a dash to... Because I can only swim 15 feet, can't I?
Yeah.
So I've got a dash to
But your
get
bonus
in
action,
melee.
you've still got bonus action technically.
I don't think there's anything I actually can do, so... Nothing I want to do. No, I'm good.
Okay. And you're only a 10 to hit. So again,
No.
the tail flicks, and again, you're swimming with your shield out. It hits again as you sort of get within range. And it is going to... We'll get an attack opportunities. It's now swimming up
Come on.
away
Come on, Theren.
the other side.
Oh my god, get rid of those dice. Don't do that.
Hey! 21.
21, it hits.
Okay. Divine Smite.
Yeah.
Alright.
Come on. 9, 14.
9, 14, 60, 18.
18. How would you like to do it?
Hey!
I want to stab my sword into it and just keep stabbing the blade into it to climb all the way up to its eye and jam my longsword in as far as it will go.
Nice.
And then when it goes limp, I want to kind of just put my weapon away and grab Aubrey and start swimming up for...
Okay. Yeah, and as you do, you
The
just
closest
almost like
surface.
climbing, you just stab in, you feel it twist and turn and pull you along with it, grab a load of scales, pull yourself along, smack, you make your way to the top, and you almost, as you say, you manage to get your sword and almost de-hinge the jaw to let her go, and up you go. I will make an athletics check, just one last one. Now that you've got someone with you.
2. Oh, no, it's not a 2, it's a 6.
6.
Still not right.
You are struggling, but you will get there.
Right,
in
okay.
time. You feel yourself getting close to sort of struggling for air with all the effort. but you do manage to drag Aubrey onto the bank. Blue, I assume you
Joy.
follow the movement, yeah, and make your way to the bank. I think we should take a quick break. As I try and,
As you try and process that.
as I will try and process it.
Oh, sorry, Fiona.
So,
That's alright.
give us a few minutes. We'll be back.
Shall I open the bottle of wine?
That's-
Yeah, mine sounds good.
Yeah. Welcome back. So,
I should be at the table. Shall I just sit over there for the next hour?
Hide under the
Would
table.
you like to stay at the table?
Yeah, I'd like to stay at the table, please.
Yeah, of course you can. So, let's try and deal with this brilliantly. So, Theren, after a minute or so of fighting against the depths of the water, you manage to drag yourself to the top and to the bank and up this horrible squidgy substance with Aubrey sort of in tow, and just there's no help. It's limp. She's limp. There's no assistance.
Is she okay?
I try mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Make her a medicine check.
Lucky Aubrey.
Put it back.
That is medicine, you say?
Yeah.
6.
So you manage to drag her onto the bank. You go through the limited training. You're panicked. You're a bit bewildered and a bit out of it. You go through the process. You skip several steps. You have to go back. You try. You give it 2, 3, 4 minutes, and there's unfortunately nothing.
Blue just quickly gets Philip and rubs it on her face too, but to no avail.
What, to cast a spell, or just to...
Commit. Yep, he does.
Okay. Roll the healing.
That is.
That's a really good roll.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good if you're still
It'd
alive.
be
6.
fantastic if someone wasn't dead.
10.
You feel the wave of Philip's healing energy sort of just disperse across Aubrey, but there doesn't seem to be any reaction. The two of you look down. Aubrey's hair is sort of matted and wet against her face, her eyes still open.
Buns come out.
Exactly. Battle axe still locked in her grip. But now she's out and you're looking, you can see this wound across, you can see where the teeth went across her torso and her back and her legs, and no one would have survived those. The injuries are horrible.
She's gone, isn't she?
She might not be gone. I have an idea. It might not work, but I don't know what you believe in, but
I believe in you.
right now I need you to do that. Trust me, okay?
Yes, I do. Let anything.
Hold out your right palm. I take my longsword and I cut Blue's palm,
Okay.
and then I do the exact same to mine.
Yep.
I'm going to take the holy symbol of Parath from around my neck, and I'm going to place it in my palm and grip Blue's hand like that.
AIDS.
And I'm going to look up and I'm going to yell at the top of my voice, "You made me pledge an oath to you to slay anyone who would do harm to this world. She would do right. She would help. She would do everything that she needed. Please don't ignore me, Parath. I need to talk to you now."
You shout up and your words echoing through the canopies. There's that connection, there's that presence. And you feel something shift, yeah, like a breeze in the air, a presence of some kind, but it's faint, it's barely noticeable. And you don't get words, just sadness and just the feeling that she can't help. Not right now.
You are a god. We're just people. You are a god. You were once like us. And you died when you didn't have to, and now someone has died when they didn't have to. If you can grant me these powers, then can't you just help here?
You don't get anything back.
I don't think she can reach us. It was worth a shot.
Blue, why would a god not help?
Maybe. I don't know. Thinking. I mean, Aubrey wasn't evil. She did throw that cheese overboard. I mean, Perth might like cheese. But no, that's probably not it.
I take the holy symbol and I put it around Aubrey's neck.
Should we take her somewhere pretty?
Yeah.
Okay. I pick her up.
I help him carry.
In between the two of you, just about manage, yeah.
And where would we take her?
Somewhere high, somewhere
Away from
overlooking
the
all of
water,
this.
yeah.
Somewhere.
You've probably been there 10 minutes. The ogres, just in the time that you've spent focused elsewhere, have disappeared. They've wandered off. You look around, you remember the geographic landscape of the area you're in. The swamp itself, probably about 2 hours into it right now. The easiest way to high or dry ground would be not quite back the way you've come, but certainly towards the outer bowl of the island.
That's where we'll go.
Okay, fine. It takes you 3-4 hours with the additional weight and the burden, but you make it. You manage to get to the edge of the swamp as you feel the sun is setting somewhere behind the hills. You can't quite see it. It's just the way that the lanterns rise up round. And you make it to the base of this very tall hill, looming 500-600 feet above you. A slope that sort of takes you up it.
Seems a good place up here. Do you think?
As good as any.
Yep. Okay. So, Barry.
Before we bury her, should we say something? I mean,
Oh, do you want me to? Aubrey was an angry lady. But also a very fun, happy lady. She lived life relentlessly and like a candle that burns twice as bright. She taught us many things. Like to believe in ourselves and speak up for ourselves. And we did that. So thank you, Aubrey. We will fight in your name. Aubrey. Want to say anything?
We never had friends where I came from. And I found that in such a short time, you became a true friend to me. We didn't always agree on things. Although I can't help but admire the recklessness, the drive, the force of will. I never tasted alcohol before. that was something. But it's your faith in the two of us that I'll miss. Boo and I, we have our own faith in different things, but you always believed in who we were and the people we could become. And the world has a bit less colour in it without you.
Well said.
You too. I don't think she'd want to be... I don't know. Would she want to be under the ground? She'd want to just be...
I think she'd probably want to explode. Like take out 50 million people at the same time. But we can't really do that with the resources at hand.
No. But we can make sure that her legacy, the Athena and the thing that took her life, we can honour that.
Kick its ass.
Well, I'm sure we can use its hide for something.
Can I... Do you mind if I take her axe? Like, to keep something of her?
I think you should.
Thank you. Thank you, Aubrey.
Yeah.
Somewhere you say, no! It came to pass.
Yes. You know, you spent some time talking it over, the sun setting, the night becoming darker. You can feel the cold air sort of start to twist round, and neither of you are particularly experienced in the wild, but you just get the sense that tonight is no good night. And almost in answer, the storm on the horizon in the morning, you see starting to come over, the clouds rolling in from the other side of the bowl.
I want to spend the time praying for Parith to intervene, even if she's not responding.
Okay, that's fine. And yeah, over the course of the next hour or so, you spend some time just thinking, praying, going through your belongings, doing whatever you feel you need to do. Eventually, as it gets darker, the wind picking up, rain starts to fall. You can hear the distant rolling of thunder just
We
beyond
should
the horizon.
look for shelter. Cave or something. Yeah.
I look for a cave.
Okay. Make a survival check.
Do I? No, that was ages ago. 15.
50. You, with a little bit of
I'm in the
15,
cave.
20 minutes as the rain starts to pick up and already the wind is starting to really whip around and almost go horizontal, you find not necessarily a cave, but certainly amongst one of the cliff walls overlooking the basin, maybe sort of 80, 100 feet above where you were, a part where the rock sort of juts out and creates a sort of overcrop that with a little bit of setting up you could create at least some shelter from the rain.
I sit down with Theren so he can continue praying, and I set up that shelter using prestidigitation to light a fire and stuff if I can find some firewood.
Okay, fair enough. And Aubrey, do you leave out in the storm? Do you bring her with?
No, I take her with us.
I thought we buried her. Or we just
Have we?
You had this conversation.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
we-
you.
I don't
I
think we
thought
buried
that.
it yet.
Okay, sorry. I was thinking.
I'm in. Wait, I'm not dead.
I was thinking the cliche us looking down upon a grave kind of thing, saying things.
Oh, right. Should we buried her or not then?
I thought that's what we were doing.
Okay, then we can have buried her.
Or we
If,
could put her in the cave.
Why don't we put her in the cave? And because we don't want her to be buried in a storm.
She was pretty stormy. I think she'd like to feel the thunder on her face, skin,
You're
in the
right.
ground. Maybe
Okay.
we should have buried her outside.
Okay.
He's going to and fro with his body between
We
you.
rip it.
You talking about it, you could have over the evening easily dug a hole and
Okay.
with rites and with whatever ceremony needed, Aubrey's body can be set to the earth and left.
Does she have anything on her that would indicate her family or someone we would have to inform, like a letter or a passport?
Well, so yeah, I guess yes. What would
I almost forgot
what
to
Aubrey
ask.
had on her?
I'm not
Sounds
looting her.
like-
Let's just clarify. I'm not looting
So-
my
Well,
friend.
what I would say is if you were looking for some sort of note, you would have to go through her
Yeah.
belongings.
One great axe, 2 hand axes, 4 javelins, backpack, 2 days worth of rations, and a scroll case.
Scroll case. Well, this looks like the things in the hold.
Take the scroll case, we'll go inside after the rain. Seeing that Parith is doing nothing, I take the symbol back from around Aubrey's neck and place the hand axes in her hands, kind of in a cross, in a kind of like warrior burial.
And yeah, you over the course of an hour or so, you can bind the wounds as best you can, sort of help her look presentable.
Do the buns back.
You remove
the buns back.
You remove the backpack and the great axe and the javelins. Things would get in the way, but the hand axes you can leave, and yeah, it would be perfectly possible to then cover and move on. Is there anything you'd like to set against the grave, or just?
I do anything fancy? Don't think so.
I'd say a crocodile handbag would go really well.
Oh my!
In the morning, when the storm's passed, we'll go back to the swamp. We'll cut out the biggest fang that we can find. Bury that with her, and we'll leave a torch lit in the ground as well.
Okay. Sounds good.
I hope it's okay for you.
So, yeah. Sorry.
We've only known her for like 7 days, but it feels like 6 weeks at least.
It
Very
does,
great. It feels like it.
feel like longer.
Ruining the moment since 1991.
As the storm rolls in, again the lightning beginning to get more pressing, illuminating the bowl and the shadows of the trees. You can see everything becoming windswept in the wind. You have one last look back at this desolate but lofty resting place for Aubrey. You make your way up the hill and to your camp with your possessions, memories of the day, Aubrey's backpack, javelins, the great axe, and the scroll. And yeah, you set up camp. Unless you want to do anything in the rest of the night, the storm setting in, really becomes, visibility as the rain really starts to run down. You can see the overcropping of where you are, almost creating a sort of perfect shield of like a waterfall as everything starts really bucketing down. The roar of not only the wind but the rain just thundering down on the rock. After half an hour or so, then just any thoughts you have just interrupted by huge booming thunder that erupts through the valley. Lightning striking into the ocean, the tops of the mountains and various places, but you have some shelter, as unhelpfully satisfying and as desolate as it may seem. It is somewhere to camp. Is there anything you want to do before you have a rest?
Should one of us stay watch for a while?
I will. I'm not quite finished
Okay.
asking yet.
I'll take the second watch. Wake me when you need sleep.
While Blue sleeps, I want to close my eyes and sort of try and almost meditate and see if I can start another conversation with Parith, if she will respond in the way that she has done before.
Okay. So, I assume, so you're asleep and you're not really keeping watch, you're just meditating, per se. Trying to enter this sort of divine trance, more than keeping watch.
Yeah.
You spend the next 4 or 5 hours in this sort of trance, doing your best to process and find peace and meditate as best you can. There's no comfort, there's no connection. It's almost infuriating. You get angry, and every time you feel yourself slipping into this sort of meditative state, the injustice of it hits you, and the conflictedness of how you're feeling, and this power you feel, and this powerlessness that you also feel. It's unnerving. But there comes a point where your anger, you can't sit there anymore, and as you sort of rise, maybe sort of 2-3 hours into your meditative state, and just need to give yourself an air, a little bit of a break, you stand up and you look around. You see a blinding crack of light into the basin, hitting almost the direct centre as it lights up and just sparks flying off as a direct bolt of lightning hits the middle of the basin, then quiet. And the rest of the watch goes by. Eventually Blue is stirred or awakes to relieve you of the watch, and you can go to bed.
I want to tell Blue about this large crack of lightning in the centre. Maybe I'm going mad. Maybe I'm
Need your sleep.
trying to find answers where I'm not getting any, but she... Well, you saw what she was capable of.
She's a stormy lady.
I think we should go there.
How?
No time like the present.
Okay.
Is it still night time?
It's probably now 2 in the morning, and again the storm is still raging with the wind and the rain.
Maybe not now.
Were you saying you want to get her struck by lightning?
Should we wait till the storm passes and then...
She's not Frankenstein. But maybe she is Frankenstein.
No, you're right. I'm tired. I'm gonna get some sleep.
But no. I think you're right. If we could move her to the center where the lightning's hitting, we get her hit by lightning, maybe we could bring her back. Or she explodes, which is probably the way she wanted to go.
Well, Blue, when you phrase it like that, it's win-win, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you okay? Do you think we can do this?
I think we have to be very careful and move quickly and try not to be hit by anything or get pneumonia or the cacophony of other things that could happen to us moving through that storm at this time of night. But
It would, and it would be worth pointing out that you would be interrupting a long rest. So I would let you have a short rest, but you wouldn't have the benefits of a long rest without waiting through to the morning. But you can. It's totally your choice. You feel in your bodies that you would be depriving yourselves of sleep to an extent, but you've done it before. It's not a unheard of task. The weather is brutal, but it's up to you.
What else could the gods do to us today?
Let's do it. I'll get the shovel.
We go,
Okay.
we go around,
Yeah.
and we go for the centre of the island.
Fantastic.
I can't believe it! You fucking buried me and then you're like, wait a minute, we might have made a mistake!
At one point during the, shall we say, unearthing,
I'm
I
keeping
turned-
the axe.
I turn to Blue and go,
Fucker.
this isn't in bad form, is it?
I think we may have gone grief mad, but let's go with it.
It's win-win. If it doesn't work, who's going to know?
We'll bury her again.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Okay. So
She's not going
you
to
spend
complain.
the next half an hour, 45 minutes in the pouring rain, digging up the freshly covered Aubrey.
My ponytail's probably fallen out now and
The
everything.
draggle. You've got a
Just-
sort of Kylo Ren.
Yes!
Just with the sides a bit shit.
Yeah.
Right, yep.
And you
Let's
make your way
go.
down.
Come on, team.
Yep.
Side quest, let's go.
So,
Side crest.
Mainly.
Optional.
who is attempting to lead the exhibition?
Shall I carry you lead?
You're better at nature than I am.
Okay.
You're better at survival, aren't you?
+1.
It's better than my -1.
Okay, yep, I'll lead.
Blue will lead, I will assist in directioning.
Okay.
I get out a torch if I have one.
Fine. So what I would like you both to do is make a strength check.
18.
8.
21.
Between you, you pass, and okay, Blue with advantage. Make
Come on.
a survival check.
Only good rolls.
Can I give myself inspiration? No, I rolled. Yeah, so that's 4.
You spend the next couple of hours making your way with Aubrey sort of in tow, sort of carrying her across, and you make your way into the centre of the bowl. You are moving slowly. A couple of times you have to double back in the middle of the night in the storm, sense of direction. Once you get sort of 10, 20 minutes into the forest and the swamp becomes almost impossible, you find yourself at one point coming back out onto the edge of the bowl before you realise, oh no, you have to go back and make your way in. You spend sort of an hour and a half, 2 hours, and drag yourselves through as dawn begins to crest.
But it's still thunder and lightning.
The storm, as day starts to break, the weather starts to slowly relent. The rain, less torrential, becomes more of a small downpour. The wind, the blustering starts to stop. It's less gale force and more just a constant breeze. It's still horrible weather, but the storm sort of rolls. You can hear it rumbling past the bowl to the other side.
Have we made it to the centre?
You've probably made it. The biggest bowl is, in terms of distance, just want to get this right, is, what did we say last time? It's about 4 miles by 4. You've probably made it half a mile in.
Oh, brutal.
We keep going.
But the storm's gone.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You...
Yeah, in difficult terrain and with that survival check, yeah. About half a mile.
Let's keep going.
This... You did not see this pillar of lightning. We keep going for the centre.
Okay, keep going.
So what are we going to do? Go back and bury her again?
Well, that's yeah, okay, let's keep
Chuckle
going.
Brothers.
We've committed
Chuckle
to this.
Brothers
Let's
moment.
do it.
Let's
Not
go.
all the way up the mountain, all the way back.
To meet you.
R.I.P.
To me, to you, that's so inappropriate right now. Totally, because he's not dead at all.
I'm living the best life. I'm not even fucking in this adventure anymore.
Okay. So,
Oh my god.
I'd like you both to make new survival checks.
Come on, guys.
Advantage with one person, or you can make one each.
What
It's
do you
up
want to
to
do?
you.
Should we do? Advantage makes sense, and I'll give myself inspiration.
Let's do that one.
do
How
this.
does inspiration work with advantage? Can I apply it to either roll, or
You add it to the roll after you know the result. So I'll let you pick the advantage, and then you can add it to the roll if you'd like. But don't forget, inspiration only lasts 10 minutes.
yeah,
So if you're telling me you want to use it,
I'm going to use it.
be beyond
Yeah.
the point that you could use it for something else.
Worth it.
Oh, 18.
21 plus
Two.
20. Yeah, 22.
Come on.
22.
Get it to the centre for some reason.
She likes to be in the centre of
I've
attention.
just got my
Keeping the axe.
You fucker. You can't keep my axe.
No, that's going to be our new lightning rod.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
Jesus
thinking.
Christ.
That's what the lightning's. But yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Can you also make perception checks for me, please?
Oh crap!
Wait, I'll
Without
just-
advantage, wishful thinking.
Oh, natural 20.
Yay!
2.
I see everything because I'm not carrying Aubrey.
On to Theren.
Point. As it's morning, as the dawn starts to rise, you make your way back towards the centre of the bowl. You've kind of taken stock, better sense of where you're going, and you head towards the centre. another hour goes, and you make slightly better progress now. You're sort of, as you get closer to the centre of the island, the swamp becomes thicker and thicker. It begins to get deeper as you almost descend as you go down towards the centre. And actually, as you get closer, the descent becomes more noticeable, and you start to use it. As long as you're going downhill, you know roughly where you're going. What was it? Perception checks?
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Sorry,
so the survival check was natural 20, was it not? Or
No, the
No.
perception was.
What was the survival check?
22.
22, there we go, right, okay. The perception check was natural. Fine.
Thank you.
Too stressed.
Numbers are
You
coming
make your
through.
way down. As the swamp gets thicker and thicker, the puddles and the trees beginning to become softly illuminated by the dawn light as it hits. There's movement that catches your attention, sort of almost directly ahead of where you are, as a figure comes into view about 90 feet away, through the trees, hunched over on a mound of dirt and sort of tufty grass, wet and damp, huddled over, just sort of keeping itself warm, about 90 feet away, but with its back to you. With a natural 20, you notice a couple of other things. You notice that it's hunched over, but not shivering. Its skin almost a sort of grey. And what you think is jewellery, just because it catches your attention on the side of it, you notice are claws wrapped around one of its forearms, just as it's sort of here, just sort of catches you, as its face facing away from you, so remember it's sort of just wrapped around its arm, and you just catch the glint of the morning light as it hits on it.
There's something really creepy over there, and it's got claws, and I think we should be very stealthy and go round it.
Is it alive?
It is. It's
And I relay the description.
grassbound, creepy, hunched over, not shivering, claws. Could be jewelry, but no, it's claws.
Is that where I think the lightning has hit?
Make me another survival check.
Come on, Theren. Better.
12.
You're not sure, but you don't think you've gone far enough. You almost expect to see something of a lightning strike. You haven't seen any visible damage.
I think you're right.
Stealthy?
I think actually, you take her and keep going. I won't be quiet in this armor.
Oh, if you're gonna attack it,
I'm
Or
not going to attack it.
or if
but
it's gonna attack us, then we...
I'm inclined to see what this thing is.
Okay. In which case you'll need my help. We'll put Audrey down, Aubrey,
Oh, who's
down
that?
safely behind a tree, and then we'll go in. Catch it off guard. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. We can do this. Even without Aubrey, who is clearly the most strongest, capable warrior amongst us with crazy stats.
I know, it's like we lost our heavy hitter.
Yeah, we did. Let's
I'm
go.
never going to roll that good stats ever again. It's
How
going to
we
be
gonna-
minuses from now on, Ryan.
How are we gonna
You,
do
that was
this?
all it was. You were like, come and get me back down to -2. That's what it was.
We
Oh,
like
man.
go like one side, like 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock on the clock, and then take it. How are we gonna do this?
Did it look hostile?
It claws and was kind of crouching over, creepy.
You can make an insight check for me.
Oh,
Both of us?
fuck.
From my description.
Blue because he's seen it. You make one as well. Make one as well.
Better.
13.
13. And
He rolled a 4.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wait, that's always
what did you
yours.
get, Blue?
Yeah,
What was it?
5.
Insight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five.
5.
I think it was 5.
5.
I think it was 5.
Actually, I don't know if it was.
Blue, as you look at it, it's difficult to get a gauge on it, but it doesn't seem hostile. It seems, if anything, it's huddled against the cold.
Actually, cats have claws. Maybe it's one of the cat people. They.
Theren, as you look at it, there's something about it, and the way that it's still. Now that Blue's mentioned that the lack of shivering, it just something's not quite right.
I think it's fine.
I'm inclined to disagree,
Okay.
but I have no faith in my ability to sneak around this thing.
Should we just get rid of it? Move on.
Let's just see what it is.
Okay. So what would you like to do?
We're going to approach. I will walk in front.
Okay. Are you going to try and stealth? Or are you just walking up?
We're just going to walk up. No, we're not.
No, Blue thinks it's friendly. Let's just walk up and say hello. That sounds great.
Wow.
Metagaming.
Okay. So you're going to just walk up to it?
Just be ready.
Fine. Okay. You start to
Are
approach.
you using my fucking great axe?
You walking up.
Good.
Why not?
I wouldn't be able to hit a thing at the moment.
So you walk up, and as you approach, you get sort of within. Let's have a look at this because sound travels.
know what it
in
is.
I don't know what it is. I just can't help you anymore.
Normal noise level. It's still raining. Let's have a look. Okay, you actually get to within about 70, 60, 50, 40, about 35, 30 feet of it until it sort of notices you. And the reaction is almost instantaneous in the way that hunched over and still it whips itself around to look at you with these horrible white eyes and teeth and broken fleshy skin where the skin has fallen off, wispy white hair fallen out in most places, and a stringy, horrible, gaunt body. Bits of clothes tattered around it as it looks at you, and sort of comes towards you. So that will be initiative, please.
Oh,
I've got a good
Boys.
feeling about this.
I'm sick. Oh.
As I'll send, let's
She's gone.
I'm off.
let's set a map up.
Good luck.
Oh, everything is awesome.
Okay, so you can see we've got Aubrey, poor Aubrey behind the tree. Theren and Blue are about 35 feet away from this sort of tuft of swampy ground that's sort of stepping out.
30,
You
so
can
we
see
should
this
be
little bits of green. It's about 30 feet, should be. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you come forward a little bit more.
Alright.
A little bit more. And I would like initiative, please, everybody.
Go on, lads.
8.
8 for
Also
Blue.
8.
Oh, you boys.
And
You boys.
8
You
for Theren,
boys.
who has actually no, you just get to act together. And
Oh my god, we're going to be like an
Brothers.
anime team.
Fiona, have you got your thing up?
Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right.
I'm gonna just write the boys.
The boys
The
with a Z,
boys.
with a Z, with a Z.
There you go. That's
No,
super
with it-
bad. I don't know why that's
3 exclamation marks.
Perfect.
There we go.
So
Just
look-
touch it. Some.
Great.
Team
Great.
Not Undead.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you're all on the same.
Does everyone just go at once?
Right, well, we'll
Aubrey,
say,
that's-
seeing as I'll be a
Still
little bit
dead.
sympathetic. Right, Theren and Blue, you see this thing lurking at you and about to pounce. What would you like to do?
Kill it.
I'm going to chuck a javelin at its face.
Yep, you do that.
Certainly may.
Come on, roll better. Better.
That is an 18.
Hits.
Yes!
And that's 4 damage.
4 damage.
Okay.
Javelin hurtles towards it, striking contact and just sort of grazing its side, but it sort of flinches as it sort of comes forward anyway, towards you, Blue. What would you like to do? Oh, that's your action?
Yes, and for my movement, if I put myself between it and you, can you still cast spells on it and stuff?
Yeah, but I don't.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
But do you want that
Okay,
blue?
so we move forward a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's fine. The one thing I did, I think the javelin's got a range of 20 feet, but actually, if you've moved forward a little bit, I'll just say you moved and then to it. That's fine.
Thanks.
Fine. Blue.
I am going to use Vicious Mockery to make things work a little better.
Okay.
So make a Wisdom saving throw,
Sorry,
please.
Fiona, do you mind?
dearie me.
Knocking stuff out.
Should have
So you're using
rest.
Vicious Mockery.
Yeah.
Okie
And I'm
dokie.
gonna say, you need to file your nails. They look all long and gross.
Oh dear.
Okay, so I've got to make a
Wisdom saving throw and
Wisdom-
beat 14.
Come on.
Right, that's a 10.
Oh!
Now,
Yay.
Don't
what
even need me.
sort of damage does Vicious Mockery do?
Psychic.
Psychic damage. Okay, fine. Okay, no, that's absolutely fine. So, damage?
3.
3 points of damage.
And there's disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Again, you're mocking. It sort of flinches back as the word sort of pierces into its brain. So it's your action, movement, bonus action.
Behind him. And bonus action. Blah, blah, I don't have many of those left now. I'll just go, you can do it better. I'm not going to inspire you.
You can do it, but it's not going to inspire you.
You don't.
Fine.
Okay, the ghast is going to tear forward. So
It's a gust.
it will move.
Oh, shit.
It can be 5 feet. That's stable ground, and then it's going to get to him because he's come closer. So it will. What's it going to do? It's going to attempt to reach out with its claws and strike against you for 16 to hit.
No.
No, if the shield comes up, smacks, you can see the claws scrape and a couple of sparks come off the shield, but you manage to shrug it off.
Doesn't it also have disadvantage on all attacks?
It does. It's fine, that would have been it anyway. But, it does make contact. So
Right.
it sort of is clawing at your shield,
Good
but
job.
you're holding it at bay. You sort of shield bash it to keep it away from you as it stumbles back. And it's now your reflective go. What I would like, however, is now you're close to this creature, this horrible stench is now coming off it that really just makes you feel sick. I'd like you both to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh, come on, lads.
Near.
Oh
my God.
What's wrong with you guys?
10.
10.
9.
It's a DC 10.
Oh.
You're fine. You're not. That's unfortunate. So, okay, you are now deemed to be poisoned.
Oh fuck.
Oh, crap.
So you are at disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks whilst you are feeling this stench. It just comes up and you feel sick and you start heaving and it just begins to encompass you.
I'll sort you out as soon as this is over.
So, who would like to act first? You have the same initiative, so you kind of have the choice as to who does what.
I'm just going to stab it.
Stab it. Stab the fool.
That's going to be an 18.
18 hits.
There we go. Come on.
And that's 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay, this time the sword, you sort of bash it with the shield and sort of Roman style, pierce it with the sword, it backs away. Damage taken. So your action, holding ground. Perfect. Blue, what would you like to do?
Again, I think it's good to keep it hindered, so I'm going to move back a little bit and say, you make me sick, literally, but also in a sense that you're crap. So, Vicious Mockery, try and beat a 14 with Wisdom saving throw, please.
Okie dokie.
Come on.
Right. That is a 16.
Oh!
It passes this time. Now that it's sort of looking at you and it's registered the initial complaint, it doesn't feel like it's
That's
affected this time.
Also, I know it's technically out of my turn, but can I have Theren just call back over his shoulder? Figuratively.
That's the
Yes,
word.
you may.
And I'm gonna go, your name's Theren, and you're gonna bring the pain.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, perfect. So actions, no more.
Bonus
You wanna-
movement done.
Perfect. Great. The ghast sort of looking at the both of you. It actually starts its next turn, so Blue, you're no longer poisoned. You,
Oh, sweet.
Again, it's just that initial heaving of that horrible. You sort of
You're alright.
take a couple of breaths, especially now you've stepped away from it. You've got a moment yourself. Ghast, just this horrible, empty, open mouth, skin sort of flayed on the sides of it, tongue sort of hanging out. So it looks at you. What is die? As it sort of is clawing at Theren. So that is going to be it's an 18 to hit this time.
That is my AC.
I'm so sorry, it keeps locking itself out. I should write this down.
You should. It's fine. It's fine.
This is when you don't bring a monster manual, you have to use the phone.
What's your password, Fiona? We're recording
Aubrey
it.
lives.
On 3 devices.
Boo! Okay, great. Can I have a Constitution saving throw?
Of course you may.
Please.
Come on, Theren.
Big money.
That's 17.
Oh.
17. So it is a nasty hit as his claws dig into you. You take 13 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh shit.
And you feel where the claws rake into the side of your chest, the whole area starts to freeze
hell.
itself up.
Holy
That you
fuck.
shrug it off, and this paralyzing effect doesn't take hold. As it's just on you, just trying to desperately claw at you. So that is its go. So now it is your go again. So I would unfortunately need another Constitution saving throw.
Theren.
It's the smell.
Oh. For
It's
This
Oh.
time, no, just now that it's on you and you are poisoned now,
Yeah.
so it attacks at disadvantage.
Okay. I'm just going to have to try and hit it again. I think. Oh, wait, hang on.
Well, you can act in any order you want.
Can we kind of act semi at the same time?
What were you going to say?
If you... Hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
If you, like, strafe round him, then I can run in and hit him.
So I would just go...
Go to his side!
Okay.
All I'd say is you've moved yourself now about 20, 25 feet away. Remember, this is all swamp. It's very difficult to move. You can only move so far.
I wouldn't have managed to get that far then.
You've only been moving about 10-foot turns, so it's within 30 feet. I've been keeping an eye on it.
I was there.
But
And
then.
then I moved back to that.
He was directly behind me.
So I would have only got that.
Okay,
But
fine.
doesn't
Perfect.
help
No, that's
you.
fine.
It
That's
doesn't
fine. So
help
you
you
can move
though.
5, 10, 15.
Just do what you do.
You could try and move a little further, and I'd make you make an athletics check.
Nah, no, let's not risk it. Otherwise, I'm hindering myself. I'll just do vicious mockery again. So
Okay,
make
you-
a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. You not got any other attacking spells for your spell slots?
No,
Okay.
nothing unless. It,
7.
Oh, there we go. It's fine.
'cause- no, it doesn't have metal on it.
Yes, it does.
No, it's got.
Jewellery.
No, it looks like jewelry, but it
Oh.
was claws.
Yeah.
Shit.
It doesn't. It's
Nice
rags and cloth and stuff. Yeah.
So
Heat metal, very good, but very specific.
Roll for damage.
come on, come
did
on.
it hit?
Yeah, it's good. Come on, get that
I think you
forward.
had pyrotechnics.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's not attacking, and it would blind him.
I think it can attack though, can't it?
Nope.
Oh, fair enough. I thought it could.
We'll check, but.
So anyway, that's 1 point of damage, and it will have
disadvantage.
disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay,
Theren.
I am going to rotate round to the side, and
Yeah.
since I have disadvantage, I'm just going to use 10 points from my pool of lay on hands to bring me from 15 to 25.
Okay, perfect. And that's an action or a bonus?
That
action?
is an action.
Action. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Going so well.
Great. This thing wraps it. It's just going to keep
That's not all
attacking you.
that in
You're
one
the
session.
You're the closest person to it, so it's going to attack with disadvantage. Natural 1. It doesn't get anywhere near you.
Great.
Again, your poison effect has faded on you. Is just a couple of breaths. You catch yourself using your shield to oppose it between you and it. You manage to keep yourself fairly safe.
Has that just turned itself off? I had a.
Wow, Whoops. I've lost the camera there. We'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be able to salvage it. Otherwise, there will be like a sort of half an hour hole of that
Technical
camera.
difficulties.
You saw the whole thing, but...
Yeah,
Bye
sorry
again.
about
Welcome
that.
back.
Don't forget to plug the camera in. That's the bad thing. So we are now back up to the top. So it is now Theren and Blue. You'll go again. Theren, another Constitution saving throw, please.
Come on.
See if you resist this thing's
Nope.
poison.
Oh my
No,
God.
Again, okay, so you're poisoned still.
It's fine. I'm just going to try and hit it at disadvantage anyway.
Hit it at disadvantage. Go for it.
Right.
Yes.
Wait.
721.
21 hits.
Oh.
7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Again, this time you get a good connection as you're sort of fighting the claws off. You manage to sort of riposte and scythe one of its claws away. It's still got sort of 5 or 6 coming at you, but you get a decent sort of connection as it's sort of
Right.
going towards you. Action, bonus action?
I'm going to hold at that.
Hold it. Okay.
I'm gonna charge in and try and attack it with my longsword, one-handed.
Do it. Not with the battle axe.
Can't you use the battle axe?
I could, but I wouldn't. I would get +3, but not plus the extra 2 because I'm not proficient with it. So I could go for it
That's awesome.
for
It is a martial weapon technically. So
It's also a great axe, not a battle axe, but that's just me.
a great axe. Great axe. So
Yeah,
I'd
you-
get +3 and.
what are you? Simple weapons. Oh yeah, and then
No,
others.
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's fine.
proficient.
No,
Yeah,
he's right,
you're-
he's right.
if you're not
It is
proficient
what's
with
going
it.
on.
I'm gonna train to use it as a memoriam if we can't get it back from the dead. Okay, so just run in and hit it.
Right, go for it. Natural one.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay.
Life.
You approach this thing's right, and it just sort of you don't even you swipe like 2 feet to the right of it. It sort of looks at you, sees you coming in, and sort of now starts to go towards you as much as anything else. It's your action.
Done.
Done. Right. Okay. The creature. This time, who's gonna go for? It's an intelligent creature that knows the target. You haven't really done much. No, it's gonna go for you, Theren. Still.
That's good, that's what I want.
I'm
It's-
not a threat, just annoying.
15 to hit.
No.
It can't hit you. No. So again, it just sort of clawing against you. You're just holding firm, just concentrated.
Channel
You're
me.
keeping yourself really disciplined in the heat at the moment, and it just can't break through your defense. And it is now your go. So now
Come
you're
on,
both
Theren.
within range.
Come on,
Constitution
Theren.
saving throw from both of you, please.
Oh, come on, guys.
You've got.
Yeah, but it's cocked though a little bit.
It should be a 13.
Well, you tell me. Is it fine or is it not?
It was a little bit off kilter.
Roll again, then.
Remember, you got inspiration.
Very honest. Very honest.
9.
That's fine. That's fine.
Perfect.
3
Okay.
plus 2.
So Blue, you feel this horrible, sickening feeling coming through you as you approach, but Theren, just in a couple of breaths away, as it sort of is going towards Blue for a second, and comes back at you, you've readied yourself. I'm
gonna hit it again.
Go for it.
Are you okay with me going first?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Do it.
14. Nope.
Nope.
18.
Hits.
Oh. Come on, boys.
That's 7, 9, 11.
Nice.
11 points of damage. This time, as it comes, you manage to take your sword with the shield as it hits you and just stab it right through the torso. It passes all the way through it, guts it as you pull the sword out. It backs away, like stumbling, and comes at you again, but just
Fucking
its
thing's
body
still going.
beginning to fall apart now. It's as its
Keep going,
entrails
guys.
and bits of muscle and fibrous form just start dropping off it, but it's still coming towards you, Blue.
Disadvantage. Nope.
What is it to hit?
5 plus 10.
Didn't hit, no, it doesn't. That's fine. You never know with these things, is all I'll say. So
You done?
actions from both of you, bonus actions?
Done.
No. Okay. This time it's again throwing you the threat. So
We want it going for me
it's
anyway.
gonna go for you.
Disadvantage.
Is it disadvantage?
No, it isn't.
It's gone. It's
No,
gone.
9 to hit.
Oh,
9?
It's a
Oh
3.
god,
I
no.
rolled a 3 plus 6. Can't hit you, Theren.
I like how it looks like it's picking
So
my
again,
nose.
it's going for you. Constitution saving throws.
Come on, lads.
Go through the motions.
It's not a 20.
You both pass.
Yeah,
13
15.
and 20. Perfect. Right. Make attacks. Go
Come on.
Kill it. Kill the thing.
19.
19, sorry.
9.
Hit.
Okay. Do you mind if I?
I implore you
Come
to.
on, come on, kill it, Blue.
I'm gonna also use. No, wait.
Just get on.
Shall I use up a?
What will you do? What are you doing?
Nah. That's 10.
4 points of damage. As Theren has got it on its shield and it's now starting to throw itself on the shield and wrapping round and scraping at the armour on your arm, but you're keeping it at bay. You're ready to stab it through until you see Blue's sword straight through its head, and it sort of and goes to lurch at you again until Blue just goes second time round and just lops its thing's head off, and it collapses to the ground. Dead.
Well, fuck that thing. Let's move on. Get Aubrey.
Wait, what was it looking over?
Oh, do we have time?
Well, we're hardly in a rush, aren't we?
Okay, quickly, look quickly.
What was it looking over?
You can make an investigation check for me.
Can we both search? Can I ask Blue to help me look?
I'll help you.
You really should do it before you roll, but yes, I'll let
You didn't roll? Did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, you hadn't.
so
No,
you
that's
get
fine. That's fine. I thought
advantage.
you rolled.
Advantage in case you get that 20.
19 and 20. Not natural. Goes with my modifier. So yeah.
19, 20. Okay. After a couple of minutes of sort of searching around in the grass, your hand just sort of comes across something hard where it was stood, and sort of moving away the dirt, you find what appears to be a sort of buried underneath mud wooden box. Very delicately carved, almost like someone's sort of possession, like a sort of lockbox, keepsafe box, that you sort of managed to pull out with beautiful, again, it's sort of rotten on the edges, the thing is taken beating, but still intact, as I say, probably about that big, dark brown, beautifully embroidered box.
Locked?
It doesn't appear to be, no.
I open it.
Yeah. Inside, you find 3 things. You find a very delicately put together mask, like a sort of Venetian mask, but made of a black silk with beautiful silver sort of embroidery around the edges of it. You find a statue of what you think is an orc, but made of, it's difficult to place at first, but bone, like somebody's chiseled bone into this sort of figure of an orc with a sword. It looks beautifully carved, if not a bit crude. And a silk handkerchief to go with the mask, but beautifully embroidered. The artistry in it fantastic, and actually you would recognise that as potentially being an elven make. It's a beautiful design. All 3 things of an incredible just beauty and delicacy, you know, what was it called? Delicateness, considering its environment. So yeah, you have those 3 things.
Right.
Very pretty. Let's go.
Let's go. We go back, we grab Aubrey, we're making a beeline towards where this lightning came down.
Perfect. Wonderful. So,
Stop the camera.
can we have another set of survival checks?
Come on, lads.
I think you should lead and I'm going to assist you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Come on.
Ooh, double 18.
So they're both 19.
19s.
Oh.
Double 19. Fantastic. Okay. With a bit of sort of focus now, you begin sort of pushing your way through the swamp. Again, sort of maybe another hour as you make your way through. Perception checks actually from both of you as well. To see how observant you're being.
11.
11? Okay.
7.
That's fine. You make your way through the swamp, and until eventually the ground really does start to sink. And before you, sort of coming out of the trees, where the trees almost seem to sort of fall away into this sort of maybe 30-degree angle, just sort of slick mud bank that disappears down, there appears to be, in the centre of the island, a lake. You couldn't see before because of the tree canopies, and again, the trees on the sides are growing up and round and protecting this lake. And as you look at it, probably 300 feet wide, and again, another sort of mound of earth in the middle of this island, just alone. 100 feet, 150 feet of water on all sides to it. Just a sort of isolated lake with reeds and lilies. And again, that sort of breeze is now flowing through the trees. You can see the sun is now risen, sort of early morning now. And you see on the middle of the island two things. Firstly, a intact wooden structure made of large beams, effectively, almost like built into sort of a teepee shape. It's like somebody has taken a circle of wood and all sort of resting, like as if they were making a fire, effectively, like a sort of circular pyramid with sort of bits on top. Probably about 20-25 feet tall. You can see windows have been carved into it. Seems to be some sort of dwelling of some kind, but at this distance it's difficult to see much more. The second thing is you see what appears to be a second similar structure, but this one dismantled. You can see the wood has been scattered and torn apart and effectively blown as if by a force from inside. You can see charred embers and smoke still rising slowly from the middle of it, of a impact in the ground in the middle of this island of charred black earth. And that's where we'll end it today.
Oh!
Come
Excellent.
on, man.
Excellent.
Not 5 more minutes.
It is 5 to 10.
It's 5 to 10. Need to wrap it up.
Good job, lads.
Thank you, Fiona. Well done.
I think I did amazing.
Oh,
The last hour was
tough.
excellent.
That was really tough.
Sorry,
Really
Oh,
me.
sorry. That's fine. You guys did really good.
I'm going to be thinking all week about what could I have done that could have sexy alligator, tasty looking ogre. I mean, what more could I have
I don't
done?
think you're going to
No, we look forward now. What
Yeah.
can we do now?
Yeah, I agree.
Could you go over the first of the 3 items, the Venetian sort of mask?
Yeah,
Well,
it was
that
like
sounds
a
right.
Venetian sort of a black velvet mask stitched with silver thread.
Spooky.
Spooky. Well spooky.
Well, spooky.
And yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Yeah, lots to think about and ponder. And
Blue and Theren and a corpse.
but hey, you know, these
Weekend at Bernie's, but in fantasy realm.
unexpected events like this always have an unintended consequence of sort of building a story. So you never know
I'm
what might
excited.
happen.
I'm excited.
I'm just imagining
After
Blue and Theren walking with his body, just going, should we at all be nervous that we just fought a zombie and now we're carrying a corpse? No.
All in a day's work for Theren and Blue. So until next
Watch
time,
that spin-off show, guys.
we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.